All right, how's it going, everybody? Yeah, I've got I saw where I had some cyst on my kidneys from an MRI, and that was a few months ago. I didn't really pay much attention to it. Figured I'd wait till my blood work, but then I took in a lot of salt recently because I had the flu one time and I was just drinking water and I was sodium deficient to the point I had to go to the emergency room. They said I was almost at levels to where I would get brain damage. Um, lacking sodium. So I started putting a lot of sodium in my diet, especially when I got sick. Remember when I was sick? So I was uptaking even more sodium. Then I went to a place called the salt room, was just breathing it. So I think there was so much salt in my blood and that it overloaded my already kidney situation, whatever it is. So I saw some blood in my urine. I got off the salt and the blood went away immediately. Within 24 hours. And I don't seem to have any symptoms other than it's like I can never get my urine clear. You just want it clear every once in a while to where everything's cleared out, and it's not dark yellow. I can get it to that light green color, but I don't know. So I'm going to start this pretty serious protocol. My other friend told me about ozone therapy through a machine, an ozone machine that you actually take in the bum, the old suppository way. And he said literal worms, big worms came out in his bowel movements. Like they cannot live in an oxygenated environment, and we all have them. And so, yeah, I'm going to get rid of my worms. I'm going to start going to oxygen therapy in my blood along with the ozone. It's ozone in your blood. It's ozone treatment that I just told you about. And then there's another that's called ultraviolet blood irradiation, where it well, you can just read it if you want to know the site. It's Dr. Heim, Heim, Heim Regenerative Medical Center or Medicine Center in Tampa. Click services or intravenous nutrition on their page. I think it's IV therapy. And what is it? It exposes your blood to ultraviolet light wavelengths to enhance the body's immune response to infections. And they put this blood back into your body. Same with the ozone. So looking forward to both. Don't know if you can do both at the same visit. But yeah, just look, trying to get in a little bit of wellness here. And Michael's going to help me out with other things too. He's going to suggest. All right, let's get on with Peter. Let's continue on a new living. And their greed, they will make up clever lies to get a hold of your money, but God condemned them long ago, and their destruction will be delayed. Will not be delayed. For God did not spare even the angels who sinned. He threw them into hell, in the gloomy pits of darkness, where they are being held until the day of judgment. Now, this is speaking specifically of the fallen angels that mated with the human women. Genesis 6, 1-9. And God did not spare the ancient world except for Noah, which that is about Noah. Genesis 6, verses 1-9. And the 7 others in his family. Noah warned the world of God's righteous judgment. So God protected Noah when he destroyed the world of ungodly people with a vast flood. Later, God condemned the cities of Sodom and Gomorrah and turned them into heaps of ashes. He made them an example of what will happen to ungodly people. But God also rescued Lot out of Sodom because he was a righteous man who was sick of the shameful immorality of the wicked people around him. Yes, Lot was a righteous man who was tormented in his soul by the wickedness he saw and heard day after day. So you see, the Lord knows how to rescue godly people from their trials, even while keeping the wicked under punishment until the day of final judgment, which of course is Revelation 20. He is, and hell is not eternal torment. We go through that many times. I've got many studies on it. He is especially hard on those who follow their own twisted sexual desire and who despise authority. These people are proud, arrogant, daring, even to scoff at supernatural beings without so much trembling. I wanted to see if it said proud here. Presumptuous are they, self-willed. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Why I can't pronounce that word. Sure, it's a simple word. Having a moment. Dignity. So it's dignities, plural of dignities. Okay. Got it. They are not afraid to speak evil of dignities. Okay. Supernatural beings, it says here. So that might be one of the translations, obviously. 2 Peter 3:10. We could try it out. Ooh, that's 2 Peter 2:10. I said 3:10 because tonight's study is 3 through 10. So my eye didn't quite separate that 3 and 10 properly, did it? So it's G 1391. Doxa. Opinion, judgment, view. Not afraid to speak evil of a thing belonging to God, the kingly majesty which belongs to him as a supreme ruler. So majesty, the third definition, not afraid to speak evil. And so the translation was to supernatural. Yeah. God as a supernatural being. Basically fallen angels speaking poorly about the Lord or the good angels. Let's continue on with Nebuchadnezzar's story of how the Lord called him to righteousness. Then Daniel, whose name was Belteshazzar, was, I've done that. I've looked this one up before too. It just means he was astounded for 1 hour and his thoughts troubled him. The king spake and said, Belteshazzar, let not the dream or the interpretation thereof trouble thee. Daniel answered and said, my Lord, the dream be to them that hate thee, and the interpretation thereof to thine enemies. In other words, your enemies are going to love this dream. They're going to love what's coming upon you. The tree that you saw, which grew and was strong, whose height reached unto the heaven, and the sight thereof to all the earth, whose leaves were fair, the fruit thereof much, And it was meat for all, under which the beasts of the field dwelt, whom the branches and the fowls of the heaven had their habitation. It is you, O king. You are grown and become strong, for thy greatness is grown and reacheth unto heaven, and thy dominion to the end of the earth. And whereas the king saw the fallen the angel, excuse me, not fallen angel, the watchers, the angel, God's angels, and an holy one coming down from heaven and saying, hew down the tree and destroy it, yet leave the stump of the root thereof in the earth, even with a band of iron and brass, and the tender grass of the field, and let it be wet with the dew of heaven, and let his portion be with the beasts of the field, till 7 months or 7 years pass over him. This is the interpretation, O king, and this is the decree of the Most High, which has come upon you, my Lord, King Nebuchadnezzar. Love you very much. Ask questions anytime. That's what I'm here for.